What's going on? What's going on? Welcome back. Today we're going into a little bit of an overview of what the three pillar system is. Okay. If you're watching me, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I try to keep you guys up to date with what's going on in the marketplace when it comes to flipping houses around the nation. And we come here 4 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays to cover this. Today, as usual, I have something interesting to share with you. Yesterday, we drove around 5 different states right here from this computer, from this laptop. So if you haven't seen that episode, you want to make sure you go check out that episode because we cover some really decent stuff there. All right. So now, with that being said, we're going to cover quite a few things here today, but it's really just an overview. Okay, it's an overview of what you should expect from the three pillar system. Okay, we have a system here. It's our premium membership. Okay, it's a premium membership that it's $97 per month, $5,000 if you don't come in on time. Okay. $5,000 if you don't come in on time, but for a limited time, we offer it to our first time visitors for like $10 trial and then $97 per month. But once you miss that 7 days window, we can't promise you'll be able to get in again. So we're getting ready to create another version. The version that's there right now works perfectly fine. It's just, again, that's why it's a membership. We're always working on improving things and making things better. All right. So this is about flipping houses nationwide. It's about being able to flip houses, real estate investing, real estate wholesaling in particular. We spend a lot of time on that because that's probably going to be most of the deals you will find. There are some creative situations, but usually it's nothing for you to worry about. So right here in front of you today, what I want to do is I'm rolling out the curriculum, okay, for the first 11 days. So basically, we try to do 11 days challenge type of thing. We've done that with deal disposition people that want to leverage affiliate marketing and digital marketing to build their business. We have that already live. We also have some trainings on. Let me just let me show you here, just in case you are here for the first time. All right. All right. So that's it right there. myEmpirePRO.com. Our premium product is called the Three Pillars. You can find it at threepillars.com. The threepillarsystem.com, rather. Threepillarsystem.com. I'll put a banner together for that later. As a matter of fact, let me just try to put that on right now. Threepillarsystem.com. So that's basically our our premium product here. That's where I train people. That's the membership where I create an ongoing uh, training platform for people to ask questions, have access to the tool, documents, and things that they need to make the most out of the game of flipping houses nationwide. All right. So that's what today is about. So I'm going to spend some time here. Watch me. You're going to watch me right there, threepillarsystem.com. You're going to watch me design out the curriculum. Okay. Our curriculum is really based off of the 5 stages that I've shared with you over and over a few times. But, our business is, I try to teach people to build a data driven business. Okay. That's what I try to teach people to do because it makes your life easier. Okay. It makes your life easier. It's about leverage. It's about being able to do more with less. Being able to achieve more with less resources and being obsessed with that process. So I'm able to wake up, sleep when I feel like it, go back to bed when I feel like it, and just live an awesome lifestyle without having to chase anyone around or chase other people's journey. Okay. And that's what I try to teach you to do, teach you to have your own journey. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen and then we're going to get started with that process. I got some things going on already, but my thought process will also be, you will see it going wild in a second here, but we'll try to have a core, core center of what we're trying to do. Right. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Let's see here. I'm going to share my screen. Please make sure you give it a thumbs up if I say anything that makes sense. So just as a quick recap of what we're doing today, I'm designing flip houses nationwide. Is the new version of 3-pillar system. We're going to go, so instead of just covering deal disposition, and we're going to have 11 days challenge, 11 days challenge, where we have one for deal disposition, meaning all you worry about is just disposition, right? But right now we're going to be working on deal acquisition. Okay, 11 days challenge, deal acquisition. So right there you can see my screen. Let me see if I can blow it up a little bit. Yep, I can. Awesome. All right, so you can see my screen, and the 5 stages of this business, flipping houses nationwide. Data simply means property addresses. That's just what that means. Okay, it's the first stage, but it also depends on what kind of marketing strategy that you're going with. All right, it all depends on that as well. So this is the outline that I'm going to be using for the most part, and you're going to see me use this a lot, even in the courses. Once this is the outline, this is the curriculum. Okay, this is like you coming backstage and seeing what is in there. Basically, I'm sharing what right now. The how-tos is basically when you become a member, but at least you can steal this and you can go Google your way out and figure out how to do this stuff, right? So we have data, we have contact, we have lead, we have contract, we have deal. All right. So now a quick overview. Under the overview session, right? So we know we have the 3 pillars, right? So I'm literally gonna record video for each one of these sessions, and I'm not gonna talk about each. I'm just outlining them right now. Okay. 3 core pillars. All right, so just watch me, and this is essentially what you can expect inside. So the 3 core pillars, 3 core pillars is value, automation. All right. Sometimes we call that leverage because automation can sound like it's restricted to time. So leverage is timeless. It's like this is something that mankind is obsessed with long term, right? People, right? So we don't really have a business unless we have things here. All right. All right. So that's the 3 core pillars. So that's something we try to cover. We have videos in our members area already that cover this, but if you don't understand those 3 core pillars, you're probably going to struggle in business, period. And how it fits into what kind of business you're trying to build. Whatever business you're trying to build, you have to pay attention to value, automation, and people. All right. All right. So that's overview. That's part of the overview. But also in real estate investing, right? So the 2 sides of real estate investing. Is it 2 sides? Yeah, 2 sides. I guess we could say that it's a dual operation, right? So wholesaling is all right. So again, you see me. I think I called it dual. All right. So anyway, let's just call it a two sides of wholesaling, real estate wholesaling. Right. So, and that's basically deal acquisition, right? Deal acquisition. Okay, so it's the deal. Let's say wholesale deals. There you go. Let's do wholesale deals. Let's just call it let's do wholesale deals, right? All right. So this is now assuming that someone is just doing wholesale, right? But if you're doing fix and flip, then you're only worried about probably one side of this, and you have a realtor worried about the second side. But there's no one size fits all. It's just it all depends, right? So all the different nuances is something we cover over time. Okay, disposition. All right. So I try to explain this so that people have a core understanding of what the business is, right? So I try to explain each one of this in 5 minutes each to make it simple, right? So that's that. So those are the two overviews of the business that we'll cover in the curriculum, right? All right. So that's that. Now the stage one. Um, stage one. Let's talk about stage one real quick. Let me see here. Okay, so in stage one, there's something we call it data, right? The first step in all of that is really market research, right? So there's no business that you get into that you don't have to understand your market. You have to understand your market, right? So obviously there's tool and there's techniques, right? There's tools, there's techniques, right? So the tool that we use is PropStream, which is at EmpireBigData.com. And basically, if you don't have this tool, it just make your life a little bit more difficult. All right, let's see. So that tool is that's the tool that we use in data. In other platforms, they may share things like Deal Machine with you. I don't, because I don't use it and I don't encourage it because it's not the best use of your time. So that's just that, right? So www.empireprodata.com, that's the number one tool for that. So techniques. So let's go under, should I call it techniques or processes? Okay. I'll call it techniques and processes. Okay. So for each one of these stages, you have tools and then you have the techniques and the processes, right? So let's go here. So here, what I would do is I'll make this on another line. Okay, you know what? I think I have it here already. There you go. That's why. So this is a tool that I'm using now called the Dynalist. It's a beautiful tool. Allow me to get these things done in a more outlined manner. All right. So EmpireBigData.com tools, techniques and processes. All right. So let's go here. So market research. I have to teach market research, because everyone's market and how the market responds to everyone is going to be different. So I kind of have to teach market research. Okay. And again, what I try to do in this sessions is to keep it simple, 5 minutes, boom, 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 right? We want to spend our time in optimizing your operation in the long term, and then answering questions that pops up. But this tutorials now, we're learning more and more that people's time is very, very important. So just like my time is important. So I'm paying attention to that a lot. So market research is a process that you have to kind of learn how to do, right? So then there's also something called, so if you look inside, let me log into PropStream right now. All right, so let's get that logged in. All right, so this list setup, then there's list management, right? So I can even call this, so instead of calling this list setup, let's call this let's see. All right, so we'll call it list setup. All right, so we'll call this data and market research. Okay, data and market research. And let's set up and management. All right. So the number one asset in this game for you is not properties, it's list. It's your audience. Okay. All right. So we can even call this um, let's call it audience because we're going to use that language a lot. When we get to Facebook marketing, we're going to use that a lot as well. So audience, list setup, and management. Let's call it that. Okay. Um, yep. I think that's perfect. All right. So let's keep going here. We're going to come back to, this is basically what we're going to cover under stage one, right? So under stage one, let me label this properly. Stage one, leader. All right. All right. So let's leave that. So under each one of these stages, we will have tools, and then we will have techniques and processes, right? So data, market research, some of this you only have to do, well, data manipulation, data collection, market research, all those kind of things, that's something that will, you have to do from time to time, but you get better, with time, right? So but I can't share that here. I want to share that in the membership area because sensitive information, people's phone numbers. Like for example, yesterday I did postcards and stuff like that. Today will be a good example of me coming here and just showing you the data that was skip traced, phone numbers and stuff like that, right? But I can't do that too much because there are people's information. So if I go under contact right here, you can see that I have that list already, 101. It should be ready right now. There you go, complete. So a bunch of phone numbers, but I can't show that too much publicly, because people's phone numbers and stuff like that. And so yeah, let's just continue, right? So we have because of that we have to have a membership area, plus this is my personal time. This is also how I feed my family, so it's partly how I feed my family, right? So let's go to stage two. We're gonna come back here later. We may have to come back to stage one later. So the good news is I can close all of this and I can see, and every time this is beautiful, So stage two, right? Stage two. All right. So under stage two, you can see I already have a few things going on here, right? So I'm still gonna say tools. The tool that we need for this, www.empirepbigdata.com. For prop stream, I can call it prop stream. That's what it's called, right? Empirepbigdata.com, right? So that's two right there. That will take care of postcards, keeping things simple. Once I teach people, there may be some people say, oh, there are cheaper ways to do postcards and stuff like that. Maybe there is, but it's probably not for beginners. And if there are cheaper ways, it's for you have to understand the concept first. And one of the things that is very hard for people to do is to keep things simple. They don't know how to keep things simple. They complicate everything. Okay, they complicate everything. So let me do something really quickly. By the way, please don't forget to give us a nice thumbs up. All right. Let me see here. Let me use this. Just want to make sure that so right now we're doing tour. version. All right. Okay, awesome. All right, so we're doing a tour of the new version of the three-pillar system. It'll be released momentarily. We're working on it. But right now in front of you, I'm working on the outline, okay? All right, so we have here tools. Let me just label this properly as well. Prop stream. That didn't work out well. All right, so that's the tool that we will use. Same tool will cover most of the stages, honestly, but maybe a little bit different when we get to email marketing. Okay. All right, so let's go back here. Let's close that. All right, so let's go back to stage 2. I told you I may have to go back and forth. All right, so tools, prop stream. For stage 2, another tool that we may use is called get response. Okay. All right, and this was probably can be found at myEmpirePRO.com /responder. All right, so we use that for email marketing essentially. So email marketing. All right. Okay, so we have email marketing there. Facebook marketing is not going to be, it's going to be standalone. All right, so it's like Facebook marketing for real estate investors is going to be a standalone on its own 11 days challenge. Okay, as a matter of fact, why don't I show you? Okay, so we have postcards, right? That's all done in PropStream. SMS text messages. So under tools, we need a smartphone, right? Smartphone. We need a smartphone, right? So in the laptop, right? So, and I always say a laptop because there are certain type of people, no discrimination against them or anything like that, but I kind of feel like they need to figure out how to get a job first before they come into the game of entrepreneurship. And my marketing only market to people in the United States for the most part. So there's no real reason to not be able to spend $200 on a laptop to make your life easier. And what I've seen happen over time is that I tell people, oh, you could use a phone, and then they end up coming back to me and telling me some things that are difficult to do on a smartphone. They can still do it, but it's just harder, So if they can't figure out how to get a laptop for $200, they probably can't figure out how to do some things on smartphone. So, all right, so that's that. Email marketing, we'll use get response in that spot. So postcards, SMS text messaging, email marketing, we're going to cover. Facebook marketing. Okay, so Facebook marketing has its own 11 days challenge. So it's kind of like a complete branch out. Okay, like it's a whole beast on its own. And so I'm going to actually put it under here. So I'm going to actually drop under here. See, stage 1 and stage 2 is really what drives the business, right? Everything else is kind of like still a byproduct of what you do in stage 1 and stage 2. All right. Let me close this out. Let's close that. Okay. And Facebook marketing. So I have that outlined somewhere here. Let's see here. Now I can tell you right now, if you're not a member of myEmpirePRO 3-pillar system yet, you can see how much you're gonna miss out already. You can see that. All right. So now this that I'm about to do right now is gonna be a whole a whole lot. Okay, missing out too. All right, so obviously we're gonna have an overview, okay, of what the process looks like. Okay, so it's like a funnel overview, right? So there's funnels. There's going to be funnels, okay? Because people click on an ad on Facebook, you want to take them through an experience until they actually sign into your form, and before you start calling them. When they sign that form, a lead is generated essentially, right? So all of this is under contact. The whole Facebook marketing thing is under contact, right? You setting up the ads is under contact. The lead generated will be a result of all of that, right? So we're going to talk about, this is completely optional, by the way. All right, completely optional. Let me see if I could number this. I'm not sure. I think there's a way to number this, but I'm not sure. Let me see. Menu. Let me try that. No, I don't think that worked. There's a way to do it, but I'll figure it out later. All right, we'll do that later. All right, so, but this is a funnel overview. Basically, I'm going to number it manually, okay? Two, basically main hub, confirmation, privacy page, website has to be set up, basically, right? So, number three, well, under that we have a autoresponder and a web form. Okay, so this autoresponder and a web form on a web page. All right, and if you're gonna do Facebook marketing, you have to have that in place. All right, so the tool. So under here for this one, a tool will be needed. So I'm gonna have to place this here. Let me see, where can I place that? All right, we'll place it somewhere else later. I'm gonna put here tools. All right. So I already said, Facebook business account will be necessary. It's free, right? Facebook marketing is 11 days challenge. I'm gonna say optional, right? So people can dive in through this if that's what they choose to do. All of this is optional essentially, but this is very optional. Like if you're gonna do this, you don't need to be doing SMS with this. Okay, if you're gonna do postcards, SMS, text messaging, email. So what we can do is probably group this together. Okay, so like this one right here. So this is Facebook marketing. Let's see. Let me think. So those three go together, So we can, let's see. Okay, so let's do this. All right, so let's do this. Let's do offline marketing. Okay, let's call it offline marketing. Okay, and then we'll put this back here. That's tab. There you go. You just gotta make sure that we outline these things properly so people can have a path that makes sense, right? All right, so this one will be online marketing. Perfect. All right, and tap this forward. There you go. All right, so this is an 11 days challenge. All right, so then it becomes automatically optional. Okay. All right, so let's see how we're doing here. So Facebook account, in the web hosting here, there's going to be a need for a web hosting. This one's cost like $4, $5 a month. So all right, so that's what that's used for. Close that. All right, so we have okay, so one, so day one would be like so let me call it day one. Day one, funnel overview. Day two, website main hub. So what I do here in this step is I go to a quick setup, to set up a blog. Okay. And then on that blog, we need a main page, we need a confirmation page, we need 3 pages essentially, because it's going to make your life easier. Okay. All right. And then we need forms. So people land on your page, they need to be able to fill out the form. All right. All right. So that's that. All right. So here under tools right here, so there's probably this one right here. Let me see if I could drag this. There you go. Perfect. So we could drag this under here. So tools. So smartphone, laptop. That's perfect. All right. And then this is not necessary. I was gonna say call rail and stuff like that, but that's completely optional. Well, I'll just put it there. Just call phone system, online phone tracking, callrail.com. Optional. Basically. So I'll put that here. Say call rail. There are other tools out there, but just optional for people who may be feeling a little advanced, right? It's just a way to track phone calls coming from different platforms. All right, so day one, day two, day three. Let's go to day four. Day four is pixel setup. So pixel setup, don't worry about what that means right now. That's something that this particular tutorial will explain it, and it will make complete sense. That's the whole point of it. And by the way, you can steal it right now and go Google more information about it if you want to do that. But Facebook has free information on that as well. Okay. So Facebook page setup. All right. Then day six. Lead forms. So there's a lot of theories that when you generate leads from lead forms, they are a lot more cheaper. We're still testing them. What we've seen so far is basically about the same everywhere. But I'll tell you, Facebook is definitely a lot more friendlier with lead forms. They will approve your ads faster, right? Day 7. All right. Custom audience. Right. So setting up custom audiences, that really doesn't have to be standalone. Yeah, that doesn't have to be standalone. Once you set up I'll say custom audience, and let's see, and maybe conversion page, but let me separate them. I'll separate them. So custom audiences, setting up custom audience, what do they mean, and things like that. Day 8. Now you're going to be able to look over my shoulder and watch me do this. This by itself is a standalone course. All right. This essentially all by itself is a standalone course. All right. So the reason why I have online marketing here is because somewhere in the future we'll probably teach SEO. Okay. But not yet. Okay. Not yet. Plus, that's more of a long-term strategy, and you cannot be in a rush. But with Facebook marketing and the offline marketing that we just showed here, this 4-pillar offline marketing method right here, you can't You can't miss. Okay. All right. So let's see. Integration setup. All right. So there's another tool. Let me go back here that we will use here called Zapier. Integration Zapier. So it integrates your phone with your email, with your GetResponse account to build your list with CRMs and things like that. But it's a tool that is needed if you're going to take advantage of Facebook marketing to its fullest. All right, so setting that up as well. Now, day nine is creating ad images. Okay, ad images. All right, so we have a simple tool that we use for that called canva.com. You can make all the images you need up on Canva, and probably Google Images too. You can use that at your own discretion. That's what I use. I don't know how legal that is, but I don't see anything that says it's illegal. But it's possible you're using other people's when you pick up an image on Google Images. It's very possible you're using somebody else's copyright property, right? So creating ad copies. So add copies. So what I'm going to do here is I will probably have copies already ready for you, and you can just copy and paste. But I will break down how the copies were written and why they were written the way they're written, right? All right. So, and day 11, you have to launch the campaign, right? You have to launch the campaign. So campaign setup and launch, right? So, in Facebook advertising, you have 3 levels, right? 3-level campaign setup. You have the campaign itself. You have the ad sets. Well, on Google, I think it's called ad groups, right? But I'm going to call it ad groups here as well, just so you can have that at the back of your mind in case you decide to do Google in the future. You have that, right? And then you have the actual ads, right? The ad creatives, right? All right. So those are some of the things that we're going to cover. All right. So of course we're going to cover lead generation. What do you do once you generate the lead, right? Everything we did before stage 3 will create the leads, right? So this is more like leads handling, okay? Call it leads processing. All right. So under the step you have negotiations, all right? And what does that look like? What does negotiations look like? That's something that you have to be prepared for. Okay, you have to prepare for that. There's also under here under email marketing. We'll show you how to under here. We'll show autoresponder setup. Actually, you have to. There's a process here. We'll call it validating the emails, email validation, right? Email validation. All right. So when you skip trace, there are going to be bad. About 50% of the emails that come back will be bad, right? So you can expect basically that. Let me see. Where is our? Let's see. All right. So under here, audience list management. So here we have a step here called skip tracing. All right. Well, skip tracing is after postcards. All right. So skip tracing. All right. The reason why I put it after postcards is because you need to get the postcards out first. Get them out. All right. Step by step. Right. Step by step. All right. All right. So we have. So actually, here we're supposed to have techniques, processes, and techniques. Just gonna copy and paste. All right. And here we can tab over here. All right. We can tab over here. We can tab this over. All right. Perfect. So we can close it. All right. We can separate them easily and close them. All right. So we got this one, canva.com. This perfect. All right. I think we got that tool section. So here, supposed to have tools and techniques and processes. Right. And then we'll tab over, tab over, tab over, tab over, tab over, tab over. Right. So, and this will be probably drip content, but maybe not. I've noticed that some people don't like drip content. We do drip content sometimes, probably not for this part. We do drip content sometimes to eliminate the information overload. Okay. A lot of people buy into a product, they try to go through everything, get overwhelmed, they don't do nothing, and then they fail, and then they become a bad an unsuccessful story. All right. So we're in the business of creating success stories, and we'll rather focus on that. All right. So this is leads. Let's just keep it simple. Leads, right? Um, all right. So we got. Let's see. We can close this. So at least we know where to go to see how it's nicely arranged, right? All right. Pretty nice, right? All right, so we know where skip tracing is. All right, so here, by the way, under the offline marketing, under tools and techniques, we actually have what we call SMS text messaging one, but we also have after that. So what is this? Autoresponder setup. I was working on this, right? Autoresponder setup. All right. Okay, so email campaign list setup. Campaign list setup. Responder setup, right? Okay, I think that's that basically. All right, so we have SMS text messaging too. All right, so we have what we call a touch number one. So under here we have touch one. All right, we do touch. We do high touch. Okay, marketing, because I'm going to tell you right now. If all you're doing is one touch, you're gonna get tired and you're gonna waste a lot of money, and then you're gonna fail. Okay, so we do 4 touches. Okay, so touch number 3 is email marketing, and I don't recommend RVMs because I go by how I feel when I get an RVM message. It's very annoying. Okay, but I don't stress over a text message, even if it's a promotional text message. Okay, all right. All right. So how is that looking so far? So we do 4 touches once a week, and you can repeat that process every month, basically. Okay. All right. So how are we doing here? All right. So leads, we get that covered. Contract. All right. So under contract, you have to lock a property under contract. Okay. Under contract, there are a couple of things. Basically, you need to, you have to learn how to manage this information. Once you start closing deals back to back to back, and that's when you start worrying about fanciness like Podio, like Freedom Soft, like fancy CRMs. For the most part, you don't really want to be having to worry about that. Okay. All right. So, but one thing I can tell you about contracts is obviously there's tools as usual, there's techniques, right? Right. So the tools are just specified. They're not tutorials. I just tell you what the tools are and the link to get them. Some of them are affiliate links. Some of them are not. All right. So for example, this tool that I use here a lot is DocuSign. Okay. Use DocuSign to get contracts signed. I will give you a copy of my contract, right? So, but as a tool here, let's put real estate, simple real estate, simple real estate purchase contract. All right, so I'll give you mine and you can use it. And then there's one like that, and there's also assignment contract. All right, there's addendum contracts. All right, sometimes you have to change something on a contract. You don't have to start all over again. And those three are pretty basic contracts that you will need in the business. We'll give you access to that. And the DocuSign is, it's a tool that if you want to get contracts signed electronically, which is what I recommend, you'll have that. Okay. So techniques and processes are essentially what the tutorials will be. Okay. It's not going to be the if you choose to go the Facebook route, it's going to be an 11 days challenge, right? But if you're going this other route, maybe let me see here, because we do an overview, yeah, but probably about 11 days. We'll divide up to 11 days as well. Okay. So the contract, this under techniques, and when you get to contract level, there's negotiations, right? So this will be a 5 minute quick immersion inside of negotiation tactics and how to get people to listen to you when you're talking to them, basically. Okay. All right. So, and that's that. So negotiation, how you negotiate, and probably will sending out contract. All right. So this is an important part for you. All right, I just call it e-contract. All right. So once somebody agrees to a price point or something like that, then you want to. All right. So the third stage, the fifth stage rather. Okay. It's not, if you're brand new, I recommend that you partner with somebody who know what they're doing. For your first, at least your first deal, I recommend at least 4 deals because that's what I did in 2005. So I recommend it because you will learn a lot. Okay, so I'll say partner with an experienced mentor, something like that. I can just call any kind of partnership anyway will work. But we're also going to cover how to cash buyer data. Okay, we're going to cover that as well. I am shy. I tend to shy away from posting deals on classified ads and things like that, because if you have to do that, it's probably a good chance that the deal is not a real good deal, right? But I would do it if I have to. All right. So election, and then and then basically contacting them, going through the same process, keep tracing, right? Right. Cash buyers, keep tracing, and what else? Um, Cash buyers, keep tracing, and cash buyers. Nice text messaging. All right. All right. So we use text messages for to pick their interest. That's what we use, and then we'll move the conversation to our personal phone if somebody is showing interest. Right. Pre-qualification. Okay. Cash buyers pre-qualification. All right. A lot of people will waste your time if you don't do this part. So you want to make sure you're pre-qualifying them. Okay. All right. So instead of doing that, let me move this over like this. Text messaging. Pre-qualification. Right. And then there's also contract and EMD. All right. So that's part of pre-qualification, funny enough. And then contract and EMD, that's earnest money deposit. How do you go about that? The next thing, okay, opening title. Okay. Search. All right. So part of it. And all right, and closing. All right, so that's about 7 steps right there. Right. So these 7 steps, you don't have to do it when you're partnering with somebody, or you can do it yourself, but at least we'll cover that in details. All right. All right, so that's what we're dealing with. This is what goes into into this whole thing. All right. But as you're gonna learn a lot, this is the curriculum. This is the next curriculum. This next stage curriculum. So if I broke all of this down, let's see, how many video tutorials are this gonna be? That's the question. Let's see. Let me see. If you have any questions right now, please feel free to post it. Once I'm done, I will be done and I will shut down. Keep it moving until next week, right? If you have any questions, this would be a perfect timing. This is an overview of the new curriculum, Flip Houses Nationwide. There's the new 3-pillar system, okay? All right. All right, so what is this gonna look like? This is a tutorial. This is one. Let me see under here. But this is one tutorial probably, and this one is another one. Okay, so that's 1, 2. All right, so that's 2 under here. I'm gonna put 2 over here. All right, so under data, see here, under data, we will have how many tutorials? We have data market and research, and then we have this 2 right here. So yep, that's going to be 2 tutorials. Okay, so that's 2 right there again. All right. Very, very important foundational tutorials over there. So under here we will have under here we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so it's about 7 under here. Okay, 7 tutorials. Okay. All right, so 7 tutorials. What is that? 11? That's the 11 days challenge right there. Okay. So in addition to that, of course, the bonus, right? We're gonna also have these tutorials that will be available on the 11th day. So anytime after the 11th day, these tutorials will be available. Okay. Uh, let's see here. Whoa. So this negotiations, this is just one. Okay. So under leads, once you generate leads, you have to call and negotiate, right? So we just call that one. But this is a byproduct right here. Nothing happens unless you figure out how to do step 3. Now, if you go back here under online, right, we have 11 tutorials standalone, 11 days challenge for Facebook marketing. Okay, so we will finish everything first before we dive into start training this. Okay, so it's like 11 and 11. Okay, and don't forget, we still have the 11 days challenge for people who want to take advantage of online marketing. So, sorry, for online marketing to build a list from email marketing, right? All right, so we have that. Under here we have 1, 2. There's two. There's 2 tutorials here. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and say, I'm going to put something here, 11 days challenge. This, once you do stage 1 and stage 2, right? Once you figure that out and you get that out, once you do stage 1 and stage 2, you're in the business. That's it. Okay. The rest of it, like lead negotiations, that's you now asking question. Hey, I spoke to this person. They said this. How do I answer it? You're already generating leads. Okay. Once you figure this out, okay, you're already generating leads. So that's very important that you understand how that is outlined over there. Okay. Let me see. I'll use asterisks. How about that? All right. Okay. Oh, okay. It's all right. So let's keep going here. So we got 2 here. Yeah, basically 2 tutorials. Under here, this is more of an elaborate training as well. Okay. This is a tutorial. Exactly what does this mean? So basically with us here, you have, if you're a member here, you have disposition support. Okay, 100% disposition support. I'm going to put that here. All right, so that means we will partner with you in making sure your deals are disposed properly, as long as they're deals, right? So we have that as well there. Okay. I'm going to say partnerships. Okay. So I'm going to say under here, the partner. With local investor. How about that? Wholesalers. Investors. All right. And agents, right? You can partner with agents as well too. So this is, virtual wholesaling, right? So then 100% disposition support here. So I'm going to say, that way it's there. Rounding up. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. This is probably 1. Okay, this is 1 right here. Okay, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. So let's just say about probably 7 additional tutorials there. Okay. Right. How's that? All right. So partnerships. Cash buyers. Okay, that's it. All right, so thank you so much for hanging out. If you were part of this whole process, so now you see that there's we have 11, 12, 13, 14, 21. Okay, so it's about total of 21 tutorial videos. We will try to we'll try to keep each video at about maybe, we'll try to keep each video at around 5 minutes each. That way it's easy to consume. You can always go back. You don't have to go through or scroll through so many things. You can reference easily. 21 tutorial videos right there, just to make your life a lot more easier. All right. That's all I have for you today. We'll be back here on Monday at 4 p.m. Share the video, give it a thumbs up. We need at least 5 thumbs up. And if you want to be a part of this, we have a big ass $1 million library already inside. So if you want to go ahead, and you can go to 3pillarsystem.com and click on not a member yet, or you can go ahead and log in if you're already a member, and just, because it's going to be a ride over the next 3 months for those people that want to take advantage of it. All right. We'll see you on the next one, and peace.